Hello everybody and welcome back to another Deep Ogre review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Transformers Legacy Evolution Leader Class Armada Universe Megatron. That is a mouthful. Now I did do a shorts review on this guy, but there's a lot more detail I want to go through with him, so I thought of course I'll make a video about it. So without further ado, enough rambling, I'll get into his one accessory. So for his accessory, you get the barrel to his gun. You do get some very nice detail on it, though. Those lines right there, kind of like just lines. I don't know what they do on guns, but they do something. But it's very nice detail. You get some wiring detail right there in that little slot line. And then more of that kind of crown detail, I guess you would call it. Those spires poking up and out. It kind of skinnies out and then fattens and then boom. It's a very nice detail. I don't know why it's an accessory, why they couldn't just mold it onto the figure. Well, I know why, which we'll get into, but it's very nice. It is compatible, so I'm pretty sure every figure, almost every figure in Legacy and any future line is going to be compatible with these blast effects. I really hope they bring these back someday, in a major way, I mean. So, bringing Megatron back in, you do have both hands have pegs when you flip them in, and you can, of course, plug it on any of those, really. It doesn't really matter which hand, it's compatible with both. And obviously, the main thing, it is the end of the tank turret after all, so just plug it on the end and boom, you have that. And going into more of the kind of tank turret thing, because I don't know where else to put this. The gimmick you can do, the Evo Fusion, is this. It was in the original cartoon, and the original toy had this. Flip that out, and this purple piece and the tank turret connected will rotate to the front. You shut that, maybe, and boom, you have his belly tank thing. Or if you wanted to, you don't even have to shut it back. You can keep him extended. It is a little stuck on mine, so just be careful. Don't go ripping at it, because it might just break. But yeah, that's certainly a thing you can do if you want to do it. And for his detail, you do get a beautiful, beautiful, very accurate head sculpt, very stern head sculpt right there. And for some reason, these come off if you want them to, but they're kind of a bitch to peg back on, so I wouldn't recommend it. But they are a soft piece of plastic, so don't go cranking on them, because then it'll probably break. But just flexing them slowly, they're not going to break. And for his shoulder things, obviously very Armada Megatron, his gigantic tread shoulders. Very nice, very, very nice. You got the Decepticon insignia right there with a bunch of purple. Silver, very asymmetrical design. Those two spikes coming out, and then this design, which is carried over onto this, but then you have, instead of these spikes, two lines coming up and then a line cutting across. So that is asymmetrical titties. This is kind of bare. I know it's accurate, but it is kind of bare. I would have liked to see some kind of paint right in the middle, but that's fine. Well, he has purple, but it's not enough in my opinion. And very nice mechanical detail all the way around. Very nice updated detail from the original figure. A lot of it is just gray and purple, but I love gray and purple a lot. You have red dots right there. Nice kind of arrow designs coming down. Just absolutely fantastic mechanical detail. Black paint right there, and more of that asymmetry going on with the legs. Got right there, and then the silver right there. Silver things right here, which are not the same sculpt. And almost completely different legs altogether. Even this knee is higher than this one. And his big ol' feet with the 3-toe things, and black for those grates on him. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for detail on the back. You do get his tank kibble, which it's accurate, so you can't be mad about it. But we'll get more into that later. But I did want to say, before we leave it off, these don't tab in. These shoulders do not tab in, and it's really frustrating. When you're trying to move the arm, it will just untab itself. It's extraordinarily dumb. It's on both sides. There are no tabs, as you can see. If you guys know a way to fix it, please let me know in the comments. But other than that, it's really frustrating for me. Now for articulation, you have a ball joint up at the head. He cannot look up very far, but he does look up a little bit. He can look down about that far, and he does have a nice tilt and swivel. Arm can go out using the transformation hinge on the shoulder and the hinge in the arm, up about that far, down about that far, and obviously we talked about that already. Bicep swivel, single jointed elbow can get past 90. Wrist swivel. Hey, I was rewatching the video right before I uploaded it, and I realized I forgot a piece of articulation. I went through the arms, but I forgot these are on hinges, and the arm can go up that far. I totally blanked on it. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm glad I realized it before I uploaded the video, and I do mention it in the end of the video, but it does not go back at all. There is no rotation here whatsoever backwards, which really hinders posability in my opinion. Swivel at the waist. Leg can kick up about that far, back about that far. Beautiful spread. Thigh swivel. Double or single jointed knee can get up about 90. Foot does have a little bit of articulation. It is really tight on mine. I don't know why, but yeah, there you go. And obviously the heel spur has some articulation as well. And you do have ankle pivot. And I really like that little mechanical design in there. Something I will mention in articulation as well is if you wanted to, again, like the original toy and the show, the turret does come down and around if you want to have that look. So for comparison, here he is next to the Transformers Classics Optimus Prime and the Transformers Earthrise Optimus Prime. Here he is next to some other Transformers Legacy Evolution Decepticons I have, Transformers Legacy Evolution Tarn and Transformers Legacy Evolution Bombshell. And last but not least, here he is next to the Transformers Armada Starscream and the Transformers some Unicron Trilogy Override Legacy and Legacy Velocitron. I lied, that wasn't the last comparison I'll do. I wanted to compare another giant purple leader class Megatron, Transformers Kingdom Megatron, and the Transformers Legacy/Legacy Evolution Transmetal 2 Megatron. And that's pretty much it for robot mode. So without further ado, let's get into transformation. And for his tank mode, it is really heavy and chunky and nice to hold. It is a solid piece of brick and plastic, and I love it a lot. It's heavy. It's heavy. It feels nice to hold and nice weight to it. Weight distribution is awesome. Of course, with it being Armada Megatron, you get that, which it's literally just him doing some complex yoga, but other than that, it's really nice. You do get some nice, great detail right there. The little thing right here, the little clamp thing shut door. Then lights on a tank. Okay, Decepticon symbol right there. Silver, more silver. These round tube things, kind of X's right there that you couldn't see on the feet. And these turrets do move and swivel, so if you wanted to, you can have it face... Oh, Okay, or not. You can't have it face that way, apparently, because it does pop off. But it does swivel, and it does move if you want it to. Other than that, that's pretty much it for this robot mode. Again, this turret, because it plugs in, it does swivel, and you do have a almost full rotation to the tank turret itself, and you do have a hinge right here, so it can go up and down all the way, and it's just, I don't know why, it's just, this tank mode really appeals to my ape brain. It's huge, look at this, damn. But that's pretty much all I have to say about tank mode. Oh, right, one thing I did want to bring up is these flaps. I don't know if they're ever going to do minicons ever again, but if you remember in the original toy, this area was like a prison for minicons. So if they ever do minicons in the future, they probably could fit in this shoulder gap when you flip the arms out in robot mode. But that's pretty much all I have to say about this tank mode. Let's get into my final thoughts. And now for my final thoughts. Overall, this figure is actually pretty good. There are some annoying things. The whole shoulder setup, which I didn't mention in the review, is kind of weird. He cannot go back with his arm at all, so in some poses he does look really awkward, and it's hard to get really amazing poses out of this guy due to that, but you can still kind of fudge it. The other thing I have is, for some reason on mine, there are a lot of paint chips. I think that's mostly due to the fact that he's packaged in tank mode, and the tank flaps, or like the Decepticon flaps on his shoulder, rub up against the red little spikes on his chest, so that's really where it comes from. Also, there's a little bit of scuffage on the head, but that doesn't really matter. I don't really notice it unless I really am looking for it. Other than that, it's a pretty good figure. Nice articulation, nice sculpt, very amazing representation of what the Armada Megatron looked like, and it's pretty big. I like his size, and he's heavy. He really feels like he's chunky and full of plastic, like really nice, dense plastic. And he looks great with the Armada Starscream and any other UT figures that you might have. I don't have a connection to the Unicron trilogy, but if I did, this figure would easily be one of the best. And even though I don't have a connection, it is one of my favorite Megatrons. Especially because of his size, and I used to have the Combiner Wars one, which it's really nostalgic to go back and get an actual Armada Megatron. Overall, I'm going to give this figure a 9.5 out of 10. Almost great, almost perfect, just some mishaps here and there, like the shoulders and kind of the turret and the paint chips really set it back in my opinion. But thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, leave a like. If you want to see more and you haven't already, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!